Hello and welcome. For decades, mathematics has been called the language of science, engineering, finance, and problem solving. Yet across schools and universities, we are seeing fewer students choosing to study it, and even fewer mastering it with confidence. Classrooms that once buzzed with numbers and logic now struggle with poor foundations, underqualified teachers, and a growing fear of the subject among learners. The result? A shrinking pool of talent for fields that drive national development. This isn't just an education problem. When students shy away from mathematics, we weaken our capacity in engineering, data science, finance, research, and even everyday decision making. A nation that neglects mathematics risks falling behind in a world increasingly driven by numbers, algorithms, and data. On this week's edition of Issues of the Moment, we'll examine why interest is declining, what this means for our future workforce, and the strategies we can adopt to restore interest in the teaching and study of mathematics. In a moment, you will meet my guest. My name is Justin Bemunyana. I welcome you to the program. Once again, I thank you so much for joining us on the program Issues of the Moment. Today, our focus is on tackling decline in the teaching and study of mathematics. And it's my pleasure to have with me today a guest, the Acting Director and Chief Executive, National Mathematical Center, Abuja, Professor Benjamin Oyelami. Well, Prof, thank you so much for finding our time to come on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much for the privilege and honor you accorded to National Mathematical Center and for inviting me to this forum.
Thank you so much, and you're very much welcome, sir. You're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we're looking at the decline in teaching and study of mathematics. How to tackle this very problem? To start with, your organization, the National Mathematical Center, what is the mandate of this center? And of course, how has it fared over the years?
Yeah, thank you very much. The function or the mandate of center are encapsulated in 15 points, but I will only summarize it into 5. First, we are in charge of advanced research in mathematical sciences, and also to undertake talent hunts, and also to develop capacity, that is training and capacity for mathematics at all level, both at lower level, at higher level, and all that. Then at the same time, we are involved in outreach programs. Later, I'm going to buttress what each one of them entails. And also, we are to develop instructional materials in the area of mathematical sciences that will help the nation. So when I talk about mathematical sciences, we are talking about mathematics, statistics, theoretical physics, mathematical science education, and then computer science. Okay. So we are in charge to develop, to train manpower and also students to provide resource materials for the student at all levels, both basic education, and then secondary school, and also university, and also at the research level.
Now, let's have a closer look at the education system, looking at data as it is right now. Students now, whereas we have witnessed many more students taking interest in medicine, engineering, science, and tech courses, studying mathematics seems to be on a decline. How is the center handling this issue, to make students take interest in mathematics as a profession?
Yeah, thank you very much. National Mathematical Center has always been conducting research over the years to investigate what are the reasons why we are having declined, and then why people are performing poorly at the public exams. We discovered that, for example, at a particular time, that's 2021, about 20,000 mathematics students are in the whole of Nigeria University. But when you compare it to computer science have over 400,000 students. So you can see that people don't like to choose mathematics. Probably it is because of the fact that mathematics students end up as teachers in schools, and then the renomination of teachers, where you compare to people that are in professional courses like engineering, medicine, and other things. And so that could be one of the reasons why most of them don't want to opt for mathematics. Even at the university level, most graduates that study mathematics, it's normally not the first choice they choose. It is just because when they do not have admission for those professional courses, they are either forced or they opt for it. But National Mathematical Center has been introducing so many things that will make mathematics friendly and remove phobia of mathematics. And that was the reason why we have to introduce at basic level what we call mental arithmetics, which allow students to be able to develop their brain, computational brain, and then give them confidence, and also use abacus for computation at that level, and it makes them to think fast, to produce, to compute things that ordinarily, even with calculator, you cannot compute it at that basic level. And as a result, again, we also introduce talent hunt. That is where these Olympiad programs were brought into play, you know, to scout for talent so that we can give them exposure and make them. We have a lot of mathematical genius in the country, but because of issue of peer group that, if you read maths, no be teacher you will become, and all those sort of things, we are starting to remove out of it. And as a result, we have put so many things in place. Even at the university level, we have university, what we call university competitions, like NAPCOS for mathematics teachers, students. We also have for statistics and other things, which we are able to bring different undergraduates together. They will come and compete, and then it helps us to rank university. And as a result, we found that students perform excellently well. Those people that pass through such type of program. Like last time, somebody who is one of the laureates wrote me all the way from United States of America appreciating what we have done, and that has helped them to get scholarship. And in fact, those Nigerian students that represent under Olympiad have got scholarship to the best university. I know one of our staff now, Honor, who won a bronze medal in the International Mathematics Olympiad, was given scholarship to study in Cambridge. And many international universities are always coming to us just to see that students that perform well in an Olympiad, they are given scholarship to study there.
Let me take you back to the data you just gave me while you started answering this question. You talked about 20,000 students studying. The last time you checked, 20,000 students studying. Is that nationwide?
Nationwide in the whole Nigerian universities.
These are the students studying pure mathematics as a course for a profession. Now, does that now relate to the fact that there would be shortage for mathematics teachers in our schools? Because if you just talk about 20,000, that means it's grossly inadequate.
It's inadequate
to feed in the teaching profession for maybe our secondary schools or even primary schools out there. So what steps, that brings me to this question, what steps is the center taking to address the shortage of qualified mathematics teachers across the nation?
In fact, Center has been doing a lot. We have developed so many things. Like, for example, we have what we call mass improvement projects, in which case the project has two phases. There is components that are developed to help the students, even at basics level and secondary school, to improve their performance. And there is that professional development capacity component out of it, where we normally train teachers.
Okay.
And then we have been partnering with the federal government, which they always release fund, in which case we go to states, different states of the federation, and the state's government will release names of their teachers, and they are trained on new teaching methodology on how to teach mathematics in order to make it friendly. And we have instructional materials that are developed that they will deploy. We also have mathematical kits which will enable them to teach well, so that students can experiment with mathematics and see that mathematics is friendly. You can discover that in the world today, the world is being ruled by AI. And then AI itself, the component of it that is very important, we call it machine learning. It's a branch of mathematics. So because the AI, when you are deploying it, you are making use of some mathematical algorithms. So therefore, countries that their mathematics are highly developed, you see such countries are great in the world today. Even if you look back at history, countries that have developed mathematics like Russia, like UK, like Germany, and then United States of America. And now China is leading, because if you go to International Mathematics Olympiad, they are leading. And every country that have good mathematicians, they rule the world in every area, because you need mathematics in medicine, you need mathematics in engineering and other things. So a child that is properly brought up in mathematics will always excel in every field they find themselves.
Now,
So
you've mentioned quite a number of ways you've explored to ensure that the shortage of qualified teachers or professionals in this particular field, then the numbers get better. Let me take you up in the area of partnership, partnering with relevant stakeholders in the education sector. You said you've already done something like that. So what is like what level have you gone to? What extent have you gone, and what is the success story in your level of partnership with relevant stakeholders?
We have a lot of success story to tell. If, for example, let me look back, there was a time we have MIP project with Katsina State.
Okay.
Before the project started, the percentage pass in their state was less than 14%, if I can remember. But in the first year, when we deployed all the materials we have in our arsenal, and then send the resource person from center to train them, the percentage improved by 60% in the first instance. Later on, it went up. We also do the same for Ondo states. We did the same for Kogi states. We did the same for Ekiti. That's under mass improvement project we call MIP. And there was tremendous performance up to like Ondo State, about 80% in the public exams. That is WAEC and NECO. So deploying some of those facilities. And different schools that we have deployed those facilities, they are performing very well. The other aspect at research level, at this stage, we partner with University of Abuja. We run a course on financial mathematics, which was first of its kind in the whole country. I can tell you that most of the graduates that were produced from that course, they are the one moving the financial industry in the country and outside. Some of them work with central bank. Some of them work with some financial houses like insurance and all those sort of things. And we have some of them, like particular one of my students is in Canada working in supply chain and many other things like that. So center normally have the ability to bring resource person across the world. Some of them even that are of Nobel Prize status to come and train lecturers and even some professionals, teachers in the center. And some of the outreach program we conduct across the country.
Before I will go deep into maybe your center, because I may have one or two questions about your center.
Yeah.
Let me also, this issue of a phobia for mathematics.
Yeah.
It doesn't just start at the level of, or at the university level.
Yes.
Or at the senior secondary level. Most of the times, from experience, it's from the basics.
Yes, yes.
From the nursery school,
yes, yes.
the primary school. I don't know if your mandate goes far to that extent of taking care of or handling the way mathematics is being taught or is being learnt by the nursery school students or the primary school students, as that is the foundation of the basics. Not just that, the second part of the question is, how well do you cover the array of schools across the country? Is it just the government schools, or you go down to the private schools also? How well do you do this job at the basics, the foundation, the nursery and primary school?
Yeah, thank you very much. As I told you earlier, our mandate covers all levels of education, starting from kindergarten up to research level. That is where PhD student or postdoc come for one training or the other. We have developed what is called teaching modules.
Okay.
That covers all levels, even from primary up to secondary school level, that will enable teachers to know what to teach, how to teach it. And then we have also developed what is called mathematical games, okay, which when children are playing that games, indirectly they are learning mathematics. Like for example, you have Scrabble. When somebody is playing Scrabble, then he becomes a wizard in spelling, isn't it? Because that's what it's at. So we have sort type of games that as they are playing it, they become wizard in mathematics. We have also developed kits, you know, that will demystify things that are abstract. For example, one of the major problems students are having is that when teachers are teaching them, they teach them in abstract. For example, you want to describe what is the distance between one country to another if a plane fly on that. And to teach it in class, what teacher does is to go to the board and draw the sphere of Earth. But this one, we have physical model that will show you what does it mean and how to go about it. When we come to measuration, sometimes the teacher will tell you that a rectangle, is a cylindrical object. If you fill it with water, how many of you can it fill a cone? And they will tell you 3. If they have the same radius, the same height, 3 of it will fill it. This thing
so
look
you
abstract.
make it relatable.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It look abstract.
Okay.
But then we have developed sort type of thing that you pour water and measure and actually see that it is 3 of it. Not only to cram mathematical.
Okay.
That's what mathematical kit is. So kits are objects which have been developed by center so that they can teach geometry very well so that students can understand it. We also have kits that will enable students to understand concept of fraction. When we say 2/5, what does it mean in practice? In practice, it means if you divide an object into 5 parts and then you decide to remove 2 out of it. That's what it means by 2/5. So you have a solid object that will show to teach you that, so that it makes mathematics real and not abstract.
Okay, now before we go, what would be your vision, for the future of the Center of Mathematics Development in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you very much. I have a vision, and our vision are encapsulated in our mission to see that we improve learning, teaching and learning of mathematics at all levels, so that there will be tremendous improvement in the learning outcome. Is that okay? So that we can produce children that are gifted. We can produce best scientists. I've said it earlier that if you go into history, let's say in the 21st century, 19th century, every theory, everything that you see is named after Germans, Russians, and other people, because at that level they developed their mathematics very well. And then some of them are named after Americans, so that their mathematics were highly developed, science were highly developed. That's why you can have plane and so many. When you are looking for who invented it, it comes from those places. But this time around, we want to bring young Nigerian mathematical child to be mathematically literate and to be excellent in mathematics, because when you are excellent in mathematics, everything that you develop are from mathematics.
Okay.
Look at this AC, all this camera, they all obey some mathematical laws.
Okay.
Somebody developed the laws, another person fabricates making use of the law. So it's the fabrication that we are seeing. When we talk of technology, you just see the application, but the science under it, some probably don't know. But mathematicians are the one that develop those things. Because for your information, engineers are also mathematicians, because everything they do is mathematics.
So one thing I will never forget in my school days is the Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, Pythagoras.
Thank you. As you rightly said. Now, before anything else, what major reforms, and innovations have you introduced to improve efficiency, accountability, and service delivery at the center?
Yeah, thank you very much. In order to improve the efficiency of the staff, staff have to be trained with the modern techniques to enhance their study, their work, and also provide an environment with the necessary minimum comfort for them to work with. Like, for example, they need to have a laptop and all other things, We thank federal government, that's government of President Ahmed Tinubu, under the Renew Hope agenda. And we also appreciate the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, for reintegrating National Mathematical Center back to TETFON. So TETFON has helped us a lot for revamping some of our dilapidated structure and providing us with funds to buy facilities that will enhance our teaching, learning, and that will make the work of center to be globally visible, and also enable staff to have the right modern working tools to work with.
Okay. Now, one thing that comes to mind is that the public awareness of the center's activities and programs have reduced in recent years. Why is this so? And what has been done to improve visibility?
Thank you very much. You see, information needs a lot of resources. And of course, government is trying all what they can do within their reach. You understand? By releasing our capital grant and overhead and all those sort of things. But the world we are in the resources are limited. But we are always trying our best also to go out. And at the same time, we always partner with other organizations to see that some of the work we have are visible. And also to make sure that our sites, we can share some of the things that are coming in, and also linking out with media houses like you, NTA, AIT, and also CAFTA FM and so many other, to share some of the things that are coming out of center. And it is my number one priority to be part of the image making of the center. You know, before I came on board, I headed academic planning. And then planning, you have to always report your success, your milestone that you have achieved. So we will try as much as we have tried anyway. From I think I have just resumed, not more than 2 months now. But I can tell you that we have done up to 3 or 4 things that is in media, like the mathematical day, International Mathematical Day. The sensitization was published in Tribune, Abi, and also we also have what is called News Agency of Nigeria also share some of the news.
Well, thank you so much, Prof.
Yes.
Congratulations once again for what you've been doing and your appointment, and of course your efforts to improve the mathematics development in the country for students, teachers, and every stakeholder. I want to really appreciate you for your efforts. Thank you once again for coming on the program and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.
You're very much welcome. Well, this is Issues of the Moment, and tackling decline in the teaching and study of mathematics has been our focus today. And my guest has been Professor Benjamin Oyelami, the Acting Director and Chief Executive at National Mathematical Center, Abuja. This is where we end the program. I thank you so much for your time with us. My name is Justin Bemunye, and I say bye for now.